Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in the kitchen and I found a wonderful recipe, and it is Miss Phyllis Stokes' simple rice pudding recipe. So I'm going to be making that today, and I want y'all to join with me and get a pencil and paper so you can write down the ingredients. But first, before I do that, I want to give a channel shout out. And the name of this channel is My Simple Cottage Life. Y'all, I found this woman about 3 weeks ago, and she is so funny and so sweet and sincere and just a gracious woman. And she tells some of the funniest stories, and you just wouldn't believe some of the things that she can remember from her childhood. She reminds me so much of myself and my YouTube channel. So she's just getting started, and I have subscribed to her, and I have sent a few of my subscribers over there to her, and they love her also. So I'm giving her a shout out. Now I will leave the link to My Simple Cottage Life in the description below. So just click on there, and the link should light up in blue, and if you click on that, it will take you directly to her channel. And I know you will love her just as much as I do. So let's get started here on Phyllis Stokes' simple rice pudding. So first we want to preheat the oven to 325 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It automatically goes to 350, so I just have to come down 25 degrees. So let's start. I will show you my stove. I don't have all of my kitchen set up yet. I babysat Monday and Tuesday, and I was off yesterday. But guess where I spent the day? Yes, mostly in bed, recuperating. Now, like I said, the children are no problem. It's just the continuous activity and the demands on my body, just keeping up with a little boy who will be 6 years old and a little girl who will be 2 next month. And the baby is growing so much, and she's heavy, y'all. You know, I have to pick her up to change her diapers and put her on the changing table and take her off and lift her and put her in the high chair. By the time I do that 2 days in a row, it's time for me to go to bed and let my old muscles rest. So let me go ahead and we will get started here with the ingredients. Now, I went on Phyllis Stokes' channel this morning and wrote down the ingredients and got her recipe. She says it's the best thing that she likes to eat, and she has perfected it over the years. So you want to preheat the oven to 325 and then butter a casserole dish. Now she had a rectangular shaped glass baking pan, but I'm just going to use my Staub dish here because what I like about it, it has the lid on it, so I won't have to cover it with tin foil or plastic or anything. So we want to start out with 3 cups of cooked rice, which I had rice for dinner last night, so I cooked some extra. And 1.5 cup milk, 2 tablespoons melted butter. I didn't melt my butter, I just let it get soft. 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. I don't have any nutmeg in the house, but I do have cinnamon, so I'm just going to substitute that. 1/2 teaspoon salt, 3/4 cup sugar, and then you can add some type of fruit. Phyllis used fresh pineapple, but I'm going to use an apple and some raisins. Okay, so you want to put the eggs in the bowl and beat them. I went ahead and put my butter in there, so I'm just going to add my 3 eggs. Now, y'all, this is, you know, everything is new. The angle of the camera and even my tripod is new. So I know the angle isn't the best in the world, but I'm working on it. I'm probably going to have to order a tripod that the legs are not so long on it, because this seems to be filming from too high up. You can't really see what I've got in my bowl, but we want to go ahead and beat the 3 eggs with this little bit of butter. You can use an electric mixer, but it's not necessary. And then we will add our sugar, which is let's see, what is it? 3/4 cup, is that, make sure I got it right. Yeah, 3/4 cup sugar. Let's go ahead and add that. And give it a little stir. I hope everybody is doing well and staying cool. You know, I do worry about all of y'all with this virus spreading all over the parts of the country where most of y'all live. You know, we've already had the worst of it here in the Northeast and the tri-state area, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. So I just want y'all to know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you and hoping that it all passes over quickly and we can all get back to normal. Okay, so then we want to add the nutmeg, salt, and vanilla extract. And it is 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. Is that a fourth? Yes, so. But like I said, I don't want to have to run out to the grocery store, so I'm just going to use what I have on hand, which is cinnamon. Just so it has some kind of spice in it. The last time that I went to buy spices, y'all, the prices were outrageous. Have you noticed that? And let's see, the salt is 1/2 teaspoon salt. I mean, everything is skyrocketing. I'm not going to put quite that much because I did salt my rice when I cooked it. You know, the prices of everything is just skyrocketing, but I think I saw cardamom. I don't use that spice, but it was $10 and something. Okay, so we got the 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and then a 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Oh wow, I put a half. Here we go. That's good enough. Okay, so we want to stir this well. But my daughter has a few days vacation. They had planned a trip to Dubai in October, but they had to cancel it because of the coronavirus. So the days that she had requested off in October, she moved them up to July, the end of July and August. So hopefully I can finish getting my apartment in order and finish taking y'all on a tour of it. I know you're anxious to see it, and I'm anxious to show it to you. Okay, so we want to pour in, she said 1/2 of a cup of milk. This is a cup and a half. So we'll just go ahead and pour in some of that milk. It's just easier to stir it if you pour in a little at a time. Okay, so we want to beat that up. Let me go ahead and show you what it's looking like in my pink mixing bowl. So Sissy Girl D got her pink mixing bowls. And then the other set went out on Saturday, I believe. I ended up having to go to the post office and buy boxes because the boxes that I had weren't deep enough, like the empty boxes that I get my Amazon stuff in. So, y'all, those boxes at the post office, they even come with their own tape. I mean, they have really up to their game at the U.S. Postal Service. All you had to do was just, I mean, it was ready, like, ready to go. It had the tape on it and everything. I don't know how they can put tape on a box without it sticking on the box, but some way they have it, something down underneath the tape that keeps it from sticking. So that was so easy and convenient. And I have 2 more sets that I'm going to be sending out this week to 2 ladies who asked me to buy them for them, and they reimbursed me. So I'll be sending yours out. Hopefully I'll get to the post office after this pudding bakes. Okay, so we have that. Add nutmeg, salt. I did all of that, right? Vanilla extract beat very well. I added 1/2 cup of milk, the rest of the milk, and then we just have to stir in the cooked rice. Okay, so here's the rice. Like I said, I cooked it already So we just want to gently put that in with the liquid stuff. For some reason, I want to put my hands in here and stir it. It's so much fun to cook and use your hands and just put all of your heart and soul and love into your food. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I have my spatula somewhere. Y'all know I don't like a lot of clutter, so I put everything in the cabinets. So here we go, and we just want to kind of fold in the rice. Now it is very soupy, and it's supposed to be very soupy. Like I said, Phyllis put fresh pineapple in hers. But you can use canned pineapple, like a 14 or 16 ounce can. Just make sure you drain the liquid off of it first. Or, you know, like I'm going to use one apple, which I diced. I have another apple. Maybe I should have used them both, but this will have to suffice for now. And then I have, I'm going to put 2 boxes of the raisins in here. Y'all, I'm going to have to put you back up because I need my left hand. Y'all, I love the golden raisins the best. I just think they taste so good, but they're kind of, I think they're more expensive than these darker ones. You know what? I got a bag of walnuts from the food pantry the other day. Let me open those up and throw in a handful. Look, chopped walnuts. Y'all, the food pantries here in New York are overflowing with food. They even call people. I know the daycare where the children used to go, she gets a call a couple of times a week. Please come get some of this food. It's going to go bad. We can't give it all away. You know, the charitable organizations and even the federal government, they really stepped up their game to make sure that all the food pantries are well supplied for people who are struggling right now to put food on the table. So, you know, here it is the end of the month, and most of us who live on Social Security, especially if it's your only income, you're out of food and money. So make sure that you check out the food banks. If you don't know of a church in your area that has a food bank, then call the Salvation Army. They will have a list of all of the churches in the area who provide lunches and meals and food banks for you. No one needs to go hungry. There's no excuse for it. And don't be too proud to ask for help and to go and seek out help. I remember when John was out of work and we had the 3 little kids, and I mean, sometimes he would just stay drunk for 6 months and not work. And I would work as much as I could, but I sure wasn't going to leave my children with a drunk. And oftentimes I couldn't afford daycare, so I would end up babysitting, and back then I could only charge $10 a day per child. So that income wasn't much, but it was enough to buy food and put it on the table. But there were many, many times that I had to apply for food stamps. And y'all, back in the 70s and 80s, you got like a coupon book. And it had these coupons in them. I think there might have been some, depending on how many food stamps you got. Some that were worth, some $20 ones, some $10 ones, 5s and 1s. And then, so you would go and check out and then pull out that coupon book. And then everybody behind you starts rolling their eyes and shuffling their feet and sighing and getting mad at you because they got to wait for you to pay for your food with food stamps. And that was, that did leave me with a feeling of shame and disgrace. But even if I had to use the coupons nowadays, I would use them with pride. I would not be ashamed in any way, shape, or form to get the food stamps and to use them. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Sure, I was ashamed that my husband was a drunk, but I tried my very best to get him into AA and church and everything to get him to stop, but if a drunk doesn't want to stop drinking, no amount of urging or encouragement or threats are going to make him stop. Okay, so I have my mixture here. My raisins and apples in here and my walnuts, y'all. Doesn't that look wonderful? So I'm going to pour it into my buttered dish. Now what you have to do is you want to bake it for 30 minutes only to begin with. And everything is going to rise to the top. So you'll have to open up the oven, and then just kind of stir it from the bottom. And I'll do that. We'll come back in 30 minutes and I'll show you how to do that. But the total bake time is 30 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so the timer is going off. It has been 30 minutes. So we're going to open up the oven and stir this rice pudding. Yeah, you can see that the fruit and raisins has risen to the top. I have to hold the phone in my right hand because the camera, if I hold it with my left hand, it's going to cover up the camera. Anyway, what I'm getting at, it's difficult to stir with my left hand, but you can see it does need to be stirred. You know, I'm not even sure that it needs to cook another 30 minutes. It's probably cooking faster because it is in this cast iron container. So I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. I would rather have it undercooked than burnt. Okay, so we'll be back in 25 minutes and then we're going to taste of it. Okay guys, so the timer is going off. It has been 30 minutes. So we're going to open up the oven and stir this rice pudding. Yeah, you can see that the fruit and raisins has risen to the top. I have to hold the phone in my right hand because the camera, if I hold it with my left hand, it's going to cover up the camera. Anyway, what I'm getting at, it's difficult to stir with my left hand, but you can see it does need to be stirred. You know, I'm not even sure that it needs to cook another 30 minutes. It's probably cooking faster because it is in this cast iron container. So I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. I would rather have it undercooked than burnt. Okay, so we'll be back in 25 minutes and then we're going to taste of it. Okay guys, so the buzzer went off. Oh, I'm glad that I did set it for 25 minutes and not 30 because I'm pretty sure 30 would have overcooked it. Oh, it smells delicious. I mean, even if I have, whenever I do buy nutmeg, I think I'm still going to put the cinnamon in it. So let me take it out. I have to set the phone down for a second. Oh, the smell with the apples and the walnuts and the bacon. Oh, I can't wait to taste it. Phyllis said that she would eat it on a day that she had to do heavy cleaning because she said it would give her a lot of energy, and that she would eat it and then clean for 2 hours and then eat another bowl of it and clean for another 2 hours. So go ahead and dip this out. And she said to put a dollop of butter on it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Look at that, how good. Okay, let me get a spoon. I want to show y'all one of my not so bright ideas. So I bought this little thing from Joann's. It was on sale. I think I paid about $3 or $4 for it. It says, "Live life in full bloom." So I thought, oh, well, it would be great to put a succulent in because I really wouldn't have to water it that much. But look, y'all, that poor succulent, I killed it already. And it turned out to be a mess because when I did put the water in it, all the dirt drained out of the bottom of it and came down my walls. So what I'm going to do is just buy some bluish artificial flowers and fix it up real beautiful and real nice. So let me go ahead and taste this Tbls Melted simple rice pudding. Okay, I put a big old dollop of butter on it, or I think I'd rather call it a wallop of butter. About a tablespoon of butter. So let me go ahead and taste it, but I gotta cool it off a little bit first. You know who makes good puddings is, remember when I took y'all to Danny's lunch place there, and I guess it's Wanamassa, New Jersey. Or, you know, in between Asbury Park and Ocean Township. But he makes the best puddings, y'all. The best rice pudding, the best, what is it? Oh, the bread pudding. Oh, it is so good. Well, let me go ahead and taste the Tbls Melted simple rice pudding. Y'all, her son is doing an amazing job on her channel. I'm so proud of him. But I do miss Miss Phyllis and Mr. Bucky. I miss them so much. Oh, it's delicious. I think I would cut back a little bit on the sugar only because it has the sweet raisins and the sweet apple in it. Maybe take about a tablespoon of the sugar out of the cup of, what was it, a half cup of sugar? Let me take a screenshot of the recipe. Oh, 3/4 of a cup of sugar. No, that's just a little bit too much in my opinion, but it's because of the sweet raisins. This is so good, y'all. So let me come over here and so here's the recipe. And I have over here that you can substitute, you know, pineapple or fruit cocktail, apples or nuts or whatever. And I will write it down and leave it in the description. So y'all get busy and make it and enjoy it. Okay? And y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.